His light bulb.
Hi YouTube, this is Masters of Yu-Gi-Oh! And this is gonna be a big revolution in our technology since we finally got a camera with good sound and that seems to have a little bit more clear of an image than normal. I think that this one is a little bit more high definition than the other one. But the last videos, it's all been like, the sounds has been all distorted and stuff, and so I talked to YouTube and they told me these two useless tips that did absolutely nothing for our quality. So I just bought a new camera. I'm just kidding. My mom gave me a camera. And so this might have been mentioned in my other deck profile, but I think I'm deleting that one. But we have reached 100 plus subscribers, and we are also happy, and we're dancing for money. And so just thanks for like it's going to be 2 years, I believe, next November. So we're at about a year and a half of bringing you top quality YouTube videos and select duels depending on if our camera's been working and if Owen wins or not. Sorry, never mind. No, but so yeah, so this is the deck profile. This is mine at Monster Mash. I believe it's the most consistent and the best not Monster Mash, but wind up build there is. It's the most consistent since if you think of it, wind ups, their only way to be good is if they hand loop your opponent. The best they can do is go summon shark, special shark, make a Tyrus, just to get ran over by BLS or something like that. On this deck, with this deck, you can do that 2 times more often than in the normal wind-up build, and have other monsters in the deck that can kill your opponent without having to hand loop them. And not to mention that it also gets around Veilers and traps and cards your opponent would stall your loop with a lot better than normal. So I'll just give you a quick deck profile. I always say that, it's never quick. But so 1 BLS, 1 Chaos Sorcerer. So you use just enough lights. Well, you use tons of darks, but you use just enough lights to use these two. Like in another format, you might see people using although wind-ups run around in another format, but people running 2 Chaos Sorcerers, but now it's gonna be 1 BLS, 1 Chaos Sorcerer. But just because you use 6 lights, that altogether they're kind of hard to get to the graveyard. You usually have to manipulate your plays in certain ways to summon these guys, but they're always good to do after the loop, or if your opponent, something I think of it as is if you wind up loop your opponent usually has to use all the rest of its resources to counter back. So this thing comes back from them, I guess, countering you, and just runs them over, and every time I top deck a BLS in that situation, I never lose. But, so yeah, and, nothing else I can really say. Oh, ultra rare, not first ed though. Cry. But, okay, so 1 Gores is gonna be a Ghost Gold soon. If you don't know that, I think that by the time you guys get this, yesterday Gold Series 5 was released. With Cephylon the Ultimate Time Lord, that 4,000 beater that can be summoned from your hand when you have 10 or more monsters in your graveyard. That guy. So that guy is pretty awesome in Monster Mash altogether. So, yeah, so remember that Gold Series 5 is now out. Zenmains did not get a reprint. OCG did. Zenmains did not in the TCG.
OCG's first printed Zenmain was in a gold series.
Yes. It was the first OCG printing of Zenmains was in a gold series. So then I have 2 Trigodias to go with the Gores. So yeah, they're finally both ultra rare. But so they're level 10 and so good Gallus targets. They're also if you can't do anything, your opponent might be like something I see a lot is that if you just go draw end turn, they're thinking he has a Gores, don't want to overplay too much, or he might have tons of Veilers in his hand. I don't want to overplay too much, or I don't want to go off. They'll summon random monsters and attack. You might just, if you have 6 cards in your hand still, just go summon Trigodia. You will have 3,000 attack, and Actually, some games I've won by just keeping this guy on the field and attacking my opponent. By the time they do anything, I'm just like, okay, discard a monster or discard a certain level monster, right? And then just take that. Just give it to me. And then I'll make since I just discarded the same level as the monster I took, I can make his level the same level and then maybe exceed depending on the level of that monster. I'm confusing. Okay, anyways, so 3 tour guides. I believe I'll have the set of the 3 rares in about 2 weeks. One of them will come from Owen.
Hello.
And so, yeah, so, and also Bust and Sangan, you almost never see this in normal wind-up builds. In wind-up builds, it's awful to draw it. Awful. You summon it, you draw it, the only thing you can do with it is pray that you draw into a tour guide. Or you summon it and hope that you can beat your opponent in 8 turns with it. So there's ridiculous. There's no point of running it in wind-ups. But in this deck makes summoning Bust broken. You can go summon Bust, special Kagamuchamite, special TG Werewolf, discard 4 loop with the useless monster. Because this card it really makes discard 4 out of almost any situation, just because you can play around with your deck. Like, you can even go summon Special Magician, Shark makes them wind up blah, and then Hunter last summon. And then if Bust is equipped to that Zenmighty that you had to use, you can go tribute the Zenmighty, discard a card, then return it to the extra deck, do 3 more, discard 4. And with Daigusto Emerald coming out soon, the loop is going to be almost always discard 5. Or 4, and rarely 3 now. And then, so yeah, 1 Hunter, this is going to be bumped up. This is the wind-up engine, by the way. 1 Hunter, but 2 when Daigusto Emerald does come out. Triple Rat, Triple Shark, Double Magician. Double Magician is honestly much better than 2 Snowman Eater, to be truthful. Just because Snowman Eater has to be set for you to really do anything, and the deck, it really needs to go off first turn to give it a huge advantage. Triple Gallus, this is the Monster Mash engine, I guess, kinda. But so Monster Gallus it's really easy to mill a monster with this deck, and you're gonna have a lot of level 10 targets, so it can burn for high. And it's also in this deck, it's a free special summon. It's a level 3 that you can just summon, special summon, and during the wind-up loop, it's so beneficial. It's so coincidental that Gallus is a level 3, and the wind-ups need level 3s to go off. It's just amazing. And so then 3 Cyber Dragon, not main, but a good light target. Level 5 for Adrius and Tira, so it combos with the Shark. It's a good beater. And if you have a dead draw hand, special Shark, or even against tons of machine matchups I've been having, this makes them cry, because they'll go off, you'll say Battle Fader. I'm kidding, I don't run that. But then you'll be like, next turn, tribute it for Cyber Dragon, and okay, eat all those monsters, summon this 6,000 meter. That's an exaggeration, but yeah, it's always possible. But yeah, and then even summon BLS after that and attack for game. I'm dreaming now. But yeah, so it's a good light target overall. Yeah. So the engine for TGs is 1 Striker and double Werewolf. So TG Striker is an awesome level 2. And Werewolf, he helps just if you can make a random special summon that you can just add him in, and then pretty much usually go off on the wind-up loop. And if you can't even make it a discard 3 combo, this guy will usually help. 1 second. Oh, sorry. Okay, so yeah, so also if you draw a Werewolf and you can't use it, you can go set the Werewolf. If it gets destroyed, add TG Striker during the end phase. If this gets destroyed, add Werewolf during the end phase. So they all search each other out in that way. Then 2 Birdman also helps with the loop. Also helps to do extra burn with Gallus. Gallus summon, return for special Birdman, special Gallus again. Do some good milling stuff. And actually, I think that's discard 3 loop anyways. As long as you have another monster just normal summon. Actually, yeah, that's kind of depends. But yeah. And then 1 Junk Forward and 1 Kagamucha Knight. So these are really the free summons of the deck. Because this goes well with Tour Guide, even if you get Veilored. You can say Tour Guide effect, Veilored, okay, special summon this, because it's still upon the summon. And also, if you can go this, I think Tour Guide plus this is discard 4. Is Tour Guide special bust, then you special summon this card, discard 4. Junk Forward is just a Cyber Dragon that's level 3. That can be done first turn if you're even if your opponent doesn't have a monster on the field. And then the main light engine, triple Veiler. I don't think Maxi is necessary in the deck. It's an Earth target. Don't want Earth in this deck. Gallus is an exception just because it's amazing. But and also this card's like it's like I always sync with it. If I'm beating my opponent so badly, and they're just like, let's just keep setting monsters, I'll be like, okay then, I'll go Magician. Summon maybe another Magician with who knows what. I'll be like, summon Veiler, Synchro Summon Mistworm, and then get rid of that garbage, and then just attack directly or whatever. But so Veiler also makes those synchro plays, and after you sync with it, you can always go for Bielitz or Chaos Sorcerer because you almost always have a Darkened Graveyard. Now that's all for the monsters. It's 35 right now. I think I might make it 36 because Cephalon just came out. But so Avarice, Heavy, Darkhold, Monsterborn. Nothing more to say about this. You need just these 4 spell cards in this build. Just because this helps with the loop, this helps with the loop, this clears field, this clears field. These are I call these 4 the most broken spells in the game right now until Graceful Charity becomes limited. My dreams. And so yeah, and then just 1 Treacherous. I'm debating on running this, to be honest. It's the one, since this is a trap card, it's the one MST target your opponent will be praying for you to set. You'll be like, okay, set that Treacherous. You'll be like, his monsters are gone next turn. They'll just be like, MST. They'll have their face down MST. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Now your protection for next turn is done. So I'm thinking about having a Cephylon just because it's another win condition overall. So yeah, I don't know. I think I might get rid of Treacherous and give it to Owen. But yeah, so that's the main deck. I'm currently really liking it. I don't know what else to say. It's doing really well on Dueling Network for me. Owen, yeah, but so we were hoping to get an in the making Hieratic deck profile this Friday, but the creator of the deck was too tired to come, so he won't be coming this Friday. So we're probably just gonna have a wind-up Monster Mash and a Monster Mash, and regular Monster Mash deck profile coming to you
and the Inzector deck that
on Friday. And the Inzector deck that won Winnipeg Winamat. So yeah, so just a very quick extra deck because there's nothing more to explain about it. Mistworm, Black Rose, Catastor, Colossal Fighter. This should probably be a Stardust actually. Although it can get kind of bulky in the deck because you have like 4 targets. Levier, Leviathan, Acid Golem, Giga Brilliant. I honestly think that the Acid Golem, excuse me, it's pretty necessary because your opponent might be summoning BLS's or Grapha's, example, Grapha with gates that you can just they're going to be hurting you during the next turn. So you might want to exceed and summon this thing and get over it. Just ram each other. I find it pretty useful against dragons, honestly. Then Adrius and Tyrus. Tyrus is the MVP of this deck. You summon it after the wind-up loop if they can't do anything the turn after. They're just like, oh, there is my Darkhold. Activate. You're just like, okay, attack with Tyrus for game. And then, so yeah, then Utopia. Level 4 negates attacks. Yeah, only 1 rank 4 just for things like Magicians. Chimera Tech, like I said, for machine matchups, you run 3 Cyber Dragon. Triple Ultis and Mighty, just to make your opponent lose the shiny cards when you wind up loop them. So yeah, so that's pretty much the whole deck. So thanks for watching. This is probably going to be our first deck or video in a long time that has had a good quality of sound, and I'm praying that this is going to work out. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, and thank you again for those 100 subscribers. Bye.